So yesterday was the last day at the job I thought I would have forever, and now today I'm in this messy, messy room that's been haunting me for months. If I can get this room together, I can get my life together. Step one starts right here.
If you watched my last video, you'd know that I just stepped away from my job as a nurse because my Parkinson symptoms were just getting too intense. This was the right decision for my health, but it also left me feeling a little lost. Now I'm trying to figure out what comes next, and I think for me that starts with creating a space where I can actually work, heal, and breathe.
Okay, the layout of these things is frankly insane. I have no idea what's in all of these boxes. It's just like wires and remotes. Also, this bed. Let's talk about this bed. This bed is a full bed. It's very cute, love it. The only problem is almost all of my friends live where I live. So I'm not really sure why I have a whole bed in this tiny room. So I gotta move this bed out of here. Let's get to work.
Looking at the months ahead, I feel like it's gonna be easy to let days slip by when I'm in limbo and not really doing anything, and I really don't want that to be my story. So I'm redoing this room, not just to make it look nice, but to make it work for me. This is gonna be my space to learn how to live in this new body in this new chapter, managing this disease. If I can use this time to build healthy habits here in this room, maybe I can build a life I'm proud of out there in the world.
The first thing I knew I wanted was to get rid of this bed and add a sleeper sofa. I did end up moving my desk. My desk was originally in front of the window. I moved it over to this corner. This little corner isn't much. I'm really hoping to make it into a warm, cozy, aesthetic little home office area where I'll actually want to sit down and apply to jobs, plan, and hopefully get to work at my remote nursing job that I'm working hard to manifest. Across the room from this little corner is another little corner, which is where I plan to stash my physical therapy accessories. I plan on keeping them in sight so that I'm encouraged to do my exercises every day. Honestly, the worst part about decluttering for me is just the feeling of shame I get when I find things that I've never used and know that I've just been moving them from apartment to apartment and now to this house. I feel so much shame, like I'm wasteful, even though I still have the item. I'm just mad at myself for buying something I didn't need. And so then I just keep it forever. It's really been something I've struggled with in my sort of whole adult life. I didn't really use a specific process with this decluttering. I had a couple piles, some that I thought maybe I would donate, some that's actually trash, and then others I'm gonna keep. I ended up keeping almost everything. As I was going through my belongings, I just was like, let me take a moment and not be hard on myself here and just say, even if I'm moving junk from one pile into another pile, it's okay. As long as it feels more visually clean and not as obviously messy, honestly, I'm just gonna take it as a win. This is pretty much just me moving mess from piles on the floor into bins in the storage unit, and that's okay. That's what I could do today, and that's what I did. All right, y'all, my sleeper sofa finally arrived. It is exactly what I wanted. It fits the space perfectly. It's comfy, it's versatile, it's green. All things that were really important to me, so I'm just really excited. I'll be honest, things like building furniture, or even more specifically, twisting something, is pretty difficult for me with my Parkinson's, but I got it done, and I gotta say, it did feel good to build it myself without any help, even though it took me a million years. Honestly, seeing this room come together and seeing a visual representation of my path forward has really helped me feel more comfortable sort of letting go of what I was doing before and getting excited about what I'll be doing next. After all the piles, the unboxing, the cleaning, it's finally coming together. This corner is probably the most important part of this whole room because it's where I'll do my physical therapy. With Parkinson's, keeping my body moving is not optional, it's absolutely non-negotiable. So having a space right here in my home will make it easier for me to stay consistent, even on tough days. Then, just a few steps away is my desk. My dream is that one day this is where I will sit down every day at my remote nursing job. But for now, it's gonna be where I journal, plan, edit videos, and just start shaping what's next for me. When I first started this project, I just didn't know how it would go, and I had a lot of fear surrounding that. Between organizing all the clutter, moving the furniture, unpacking this couch, figuring out how I wanted things to be, it just felt sort of overwhelming. And on top of all of that, just the emotional stress of leaving nursing and having a lot of unknowns before me, I really was worried I'd just get overwhelmed and not finish this project. But today I'm really proud of sticking with it and following this through, because piece by piece it really came together, and in my opinion it's pretty cute. Of course, my Parkinson's didn't magically disappear while I was working on this project. I still had the shaky hands, my foot still dragged, I had the fatigue, I had the start and stop rhythm that's so common with Parkinson's. But honestly, that's kind of the point. This room is not about pretending that my Parkinson's doesn't exist. It's really about building a space where I can live with it and still feel good. And honestly, when I look around this room, I see proof that I can shape my environment even if I can't control my body. And that just feels powerful. So yeah, I guess this isn't as much a makeover as it is a little victory. And in this season of life, honestly, I'll take every win I can get.